SMT Nation, we are back. Nation, in today's video, I'm going to be trying to keep my cool. I'm going to do my best. No promises, but I'm going to do my best. We're going to discuss this topic here today, which has, come up on the channel, I'd say probably about 4 or 5, maybe 6 videos since the inception of the SpaceX Starlink and T-Mobile partnership that was announced a while ago. I'd say it's been well over a year, and they're hitting a brick wall. And exactly as we've projected here on the channel, as we've called a spade, they continue to come up short and have trouble with the service.
That don't work. There's no way out of this one. You're done.
Please go clean out your ears and listen. Actually listen and synthesize what I'm about to say.
You can't smoke weed, period.
I'll give you the news, and then I'll wrap up with my take. Link for the article from Michael from PC Mag. Link will be provided in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video. Subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notifications icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. Titled SpaceX to FCC, Loosen Rules or Cellular Starlink Tech Risk Becoming Text Only. I wonder if this is some kind of a threat. Ooh, SpaceX threatening the FCC. Ooh. Okay, SpaceX is warning that its cellular Starlink system won't be able to provide real-time calling to consumers unless the FCC loosens rules on satellite radio emissions.
What?
For those of you that have been watching my content on this, the Starlink service that was going to provide emergency connectivity, cellular connectivity from space to people's smartphones for T-Mobile has been a problem since day one. The risk of interference, high. The risk of interference, likely. They've filed for a waiver to have the rules changed and exceptions made for them, and the FCC denied those very quickly. Here's continued quotes. This out-of-band emission restriction will be most detrimental for real-time communications such as voice and video, rendering such communications unreliable both in critical and in common circumstances, increasing risk in emergency situations. What did I tell you guys?
Weed. Stay off the weed.
The problem with the whole SpaceX T-Mobile piece with PCS, the 1500 megahertz, in order for it to work effectively as a true data connection, they were going to have to exceed the rules put in place by all providers in the FCC, who were all at the table when the rules were made. They have to break the rules in order to make it useful. They're threatening the FCC now, saying that you are going to harm the ability of this to connect well if you don't give us the exemption.
I mean, what the hell is going on?
I have speculated that Starlink either overpromised to T-Mobile that this was going to work, betting on politicking that it was going to make it happen, or T-Mobile is just forcing their hand and trying to do it and bully their way through anyway. And I don't know which one it is. To me, it seems like it's Elon and SpaceX. I'm not really sure. I don't think it's T-Mobile trying to bully their way, but I'm sure they're trying their best to get it to work. And I've said I don't blame them for trying. But when you're there, when they make the rules of the game, you abide by those rules. You made your bed, you sleep. So SpaceX must comply with the rules that have been put in place for these transmissions. The quote here, needlessly sacrificing reliable real-time communications, including emergency voice and video, for American consumers, limiting the most powerful supplemental coverage system in the world to just a text service. What did I tell you guys? Some of you listen, actually listen, open up your minds and listen and hear what I have to say. You understood this. But the thongs and the T-Mobile bunions couldn't wrap their mind around this.
You want to sit there and stay on the weed, and you can't stay off the weed. It's stay off the weed.
And here it is. SpaceX, Starlink, Elon, and his people admitting this will be a text-only service.
Oh, stop it. Just stop. Nobody's trying to hear that.
Because it won't be an effective data connection. They're saying it won't even work for stable calling.
What?
What did I say? I read the white papers. I read the research. I didn't do the research. I read the research. All you have to do is read.
And you can't stay off the weed?
And think about what you're reading and process the information. This was doomed from the beginning. They were betting the future on a hope that they could politic their way to a connection. To achieve this reduction, SpaceX would sacrifice substantial system capacity and capability, either turning down power by half and keeping all beams active, reducing its beam count by half, or a combination of the two. Those are the rules. Practically speaking, these constantly moving coverage gaps mean that people standing still would experience variable service quality as they try to make calls. They're going to drop, leading to frustrating latency. Data won't work. Dropped calls, reduced throughput. Everything bad. I said it then. SpaceX is saying it now. It's going to be an almost useless connection.
Get off the weed because you want to smoke some weed? You couldn't stay off the weed.
The quote here from Chris Sambar, who is the AT&T head of the network. SpaceX just needs to follow the rules like everybody else. That's what we're doing, and we're not having problems with the approvals.
He ain't getting busted for using weed.
What did I say? This is exactly what I said. Go ahead, go back. Watch my videos. Listen to my commentary. I don't do personal things when it comes to carriers. I don't invest in these companies. I don't work for any of them. We let the tech do the talking. All it took was a little bit of reading, and I was able to understand what was happening here. It's not reading in between the lines. It's not reading the tea leaves. It's not wearing magenta-colored glasses.
You can't get off the weed because you want to smoke some weed.
I think some folks who understand my position, I just want to deliver good information to the general public. We don't need the thongs and the T-Mobile bunions clouding the judgment of people trying to understand the technology, limitations, and what's really happening.
Who sit there and try to come to these dudes' defense, acting like, oh, well, you know what, it ain't nothing wrong. Because you can't stay off the weed.
We let the tech do the talking, and now you kind of see what's going on. Again, I don't blame T-Mobile for trying. I don't even blame SpaceX for trying, but the truth is you don't break the rules that you made. That's ridiculous. They look very stupid right now.
Stay off the damn weed.
Right? And look, T-Mobile's going to have to figure something out. They're either going to have to figure out a new frequency situation or how they're going to do this PCS thing or whatever. They have to figure something out because Verizon and AT&T have teamed up with ASTS and they're not having these same problems. And I don't care if Verizon or AT&T, if they end up having problems, I don't care. I'm just saying that the company is going to need a solution where their competitors appear to have one that works and doesn't pose a risk to their own network nor anybody else's. Playing by the rules.
If you can't stay off the weed. And he could smell the weed.
That's what I have to say in this video. I guess I could have just said I told you so a million times, but I want it to be very clear.
All of these guys smoking weed, all of them, practically all of them.
We let the tech do the talking. We let the engineers explain to us how these things work. And that's the best way to go.
You jeopardize all of that for some weed?
I'm not going to be on the wrong side of history making bad calls. I'll let the thongs and your bunions do that. And the lemmings.
And they don't listen. Stupid. And you're getting high in the middle of the afternoon off some weed.
Over there. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you understand something a little bit better now when it comes to the rules of this game and satellite and connectivity. It's no easy task. It's very challenging. It's difficult. But all it takes is a basic understanding and the ability to read, and you can understand where things are going, where they've been, and how it's going to play out. Anyways, tell me what you guys think about all this. Sound off in the comment section below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.
Stay off the weed.